welcome back to Crunch Time, the show you get the best NBA DFS picks each and every day. Today we have an 8-game slate here. Got some success to go over from yesterday. Had a hectic day yesterday, the day before as well, with the optimizer, but I think we're good now. There's a good explanation in the Discord if you're wondering what went wrong there. Yeah, 8 games here. Excited to get to it. Excited for the site to be working again. So excited for that. It's a nice site when everything's working. I do miss it when it goes down for a bit. But yeah, how are you doing today, Chris? Had some issues on your end as well. Had some dogs. Let the dogs out.
Yeah, I'm okay. Got the show started a little later, but it's not the end of the world. I mean, it's 30 minutes later, still 2 hours before the slate, so we're still good here. Hopefully, the people weren't waiting too long, if anyone was waiting. But yeah, I'm excited to go over today's slate. Like you said, hopefully no problems. But I mean that happens. Like you cite, not a lot. We don't have like a huge team of developers. Like we don't have like 20 developers on payroll or anything like that. Just a small team here. So I mean, stuff like that happens, but fixed it pretty quickly. Still got the optimals for whoever plays one lineup. So it wasn't the end of the world. Just more, I mean, worse for people who kind of change things up or build MME. But yeah, it wasn't the end of the world. Like I said, I'll send you my links as well. Yesterday was a decent day with the optimals on both sites for NBA at least. So yeah, we'll go over that.
Yeah, let me just open your links here. Then I can touch on that a bit more. One sec. There you go. Yeah, I mean, like you said, not a big team here yet. So, but at the same time, though, like these sorts of issues with like scaling, more users, like they are things we think about and we try to prevent. Like our whole site, we always try to design things in a way where if there's like one person using the site, it'll work fine. It will work the same way as if there's 100 or 1,000 or a few more thousand. Like the whole point we're trying to get here is to get to that point where the amount of people we have on the site doesn't change it. So I think we've done a pretty good job with that. Like we used to have issues with the optimizer functionality here. Like if it was close to lock and we had a lot of people building, like the site used to get really slow. I think it even went down sometimes. So that, I don't know when that was happening. Was that like earlier this year or end of last year?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was like near the start of the NBA season, but like the site's, it's a lot better now. Like you have the same speed, like if it's 5 a.m. in the morning or 3:55 p.m. Pacific, 6:55 Eastern. So yeah, it's a lot better. And I mean, I know what it's like having a optimizer or service go down. Like I've been playing with a ton of optimizers in the past before we had this. And whenever there's downtime, it's frustrating. So like, I feel really bad for the people as well. Because it's definitely not a fun experience to go through, but
Yeah.
hopefully it just makes us better.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. The whole point, I'm just trying to make it kind of transparent what went wrong and kind of make it, I mean, I feel like we have a good grasp on the issue and like we understand these are the problems. So for me, I would be more upset if we were having the same issues over and over and over again. And like, I think we have a pretty good track record of things getting better over time. Like I was saying with the optimizer, like we changed that. The way it works, not going to get too technical, but we just changed the way it works so that it would be the same speed all the time, no matter what. Like if we have one person clicking optimize or if we have 1,000 people clicking optimize at the same time, it'll always be the same speed. The issue we had here was it was kind of like the way we store and process data, and it had to do with the past builds. Basically, every time you build something, we do store your history of builds for every single user. And what happened is that so we store that data, the past builds, in memory, not in a database. And we did that so that when you clicked past builds, it would load faster. So what happened here, the way we had it set up was every user had that history of past builds, and it would store up to 7 days of their past builds in memory. So if we reached a certain threshold, it was only like it's only 600. Like if we had 600 people who hit build, and if we just had 600 past builds in memory, it was too much and it crashed the application. So clearly a problem. Like we shouldn't do it 7 days. Like we switched it a bit, and then we are fixing that. But that was a little bit of an oversight. But just glad that we figured that one out. And then the other thing is like we are working on we're always working on like upgrading things that maybe you might not see like easily, but one of these things like we actually did identify like problems with the way we handle all the data, because we do handle a lot of data for all the sports, all the slates, creating projections, creating ownership projections, all those things. Like there's a lot of data that always gets processed. So we have been looking into ways of kind of doing that faster. So we already started on that like 3-4 weeks ago prior to any issues arising. So we were kind of proactive with that. It's just unfortunate that we did run into an issue here before that was finished. But to me, like I'm happy that the team and I, like we kind of proactively kind of see these things and we work on them. So I would be more frustrated and more upset if this kind of came out of the blue. It kind of did, but if we didn't really have anything in the pipeline that we were working to solve these potential issues. So I'm happy that we're kind of on the right track. So I think it's just part of, like you said, part of making an optimizer here. It is kind of high stakes as well, because I know people put money on the line, reserve their entry fees, all that stuff. So it is quite high stakes on our end as well, because any downtime is it's very frustrating. It's not like you can always cancel your entries, things like that. So I do get that as well. So on that regard, we will be sending some coupon codes to everyone, past members, current members. So we'll do that once we have the coupon code functionality set up on our site. So once that's done, I'll send an email to everyone, hopefully make up for it a bit. And yeah, hopefully the track record moving forward is better. But yeah, it's just part of the process. Like we're quite new with the company here. Like it's also weird calling it a company still, but we're just quite new here. I think this is like the first time we've had like all sports supported at the same time and all sports running at the same time. I think we like first launched, was it like March of last year when the pandemic struck, and then all the sports went down. So it's like a year since I think our product was like available for people to actually use. So still quite new and still figuring it out. But hopefully every year, every day, every week that passes by, it gets better and better, which it has been. So I'm proud of that. But yeah. What do we do now, Chris? Success post. Let's go over that from yesterday. Where do we start actually? This is too far up.
We also have to go through the March Madness bracket. We have some winners, some giveaways there as well.
Yes, we do. Where is it for?
I mean, we don't really have to go over this stuff. Like it wasn't working yesterday. It wasn't working the day before. Everyone played the optimal if they did play.
Yeah.
There was some success, but we can just go over my lineups and then go over the March Madness.
Yeah. I was 4-5. This was yesterday, right? So we had a few people post here. Yeah, we did get the optimals out. I tried to send the top 20 for every sport for DraftKings, NBA, MLB, but I think I messed up for one of them. But yeah, so it was tried to salvage that one, but yeah. What do you want to go through? You want to open up yours, Chris?
No, let's open up the bracket first.
Okay, let me get that link. That's my season-long fantasy. Nobody wants to see that. My whole team's injured. Where's the bracket link? Do you actually have it?
Just search for fantasy.espn.com/tournament. You should see it.
Oh, yeah. There we go. Is this it? Are you there, Chris?
Yeah. No, I just choked on water.
Still choking? He's muted, guys, but you can feel the pain. You can visually see the pain. He's trying to hide it, but you can all see it. Let's see what's going on in the chat. I saw Justin in here earlier in the first stream. Hopefully he's here. Brent's in here. What's up, guys? Cornelius in here as well. Espo in here as well. Brent says, "Who let the dogs out, Chris?" That's a good one. But yeah, I think Cornelius, if you're not in the Discord and you're a member, just link is in the Twitter. Like if you go to our Twitter DFS Crunch, our pinned tweet has the link to the Discord. So just join that if you want. Just a good place to ask questions about the optimizer, get support quickly, or just talk about fantasy sports with us and our members. So be sure to get in on that. Are you back, Chris? Are you live again?
Yeah, I mean, let's talk about this. Who won?
This is KJ.
Yeah, KJ won it all.
Yeah, how do you do it?
You picked Baylor there, so he gets a free month. VN Jones gets a week. I don't think VN Jones is a member, but he gets a week here. Dakota as well gets a week. So they picked Baylor. They won.
That's crazy. That's like top 99 percentile. Insane.
Yeah, actually, Chris Apupu had beat everyone else. So I mean, you all lost to a girl.
Yeah, with the name Chris Apupu had. That's crazy. Oh my god, I was terrible. Yeah, I mean, I don't know anything about college basketball. Where did Hasty finish?
I'm still disappointed about Hasty. 12th place, lives and breathes college basketball.
Yeah, I mean, he did. Yeah, what happened? Where did he go wrong? His round 64 was fine.
I picked a few underdogs. I don't know. I think he had maybe Texas going far. Maybe some other team that got eliminated. Oh yeah, Ohio State. He had Ohio State going far, and they got eliminated in the first round. Yeah, that was the big upset.
Yeah, it is what it is, though. But yeah, we gotta reach out to all these guys if they're not here on the show. We got KJ in the Discord, right?
Yep.
We have VN Jones not in the Discord. VN Jones in the show. Is he in here?
Yeah, we'll have to remind him once he's in here, or if he's in here.
I don't think he is, but yeah. And then Dakota is in the Discord, so we can message all them. Yeah, that's awesome. That was a good one. Probably could have. Can you bet on this? Can you win money doing this?
Yeah, I think there are some pools where you enter money.
Yes, could have been a good payday for sure. Yeah. What now, Chris? What do you want to open up now?
My contest from yesterday. So yeah, both sites yesterday I won a little bit of money. It was very chalky yesterday, so there was a big train. So yeah, FanDuel I think did a little better. I think a lot of people actually won money on FanDuel, but in my higher stakes stuff, big trains with this team. So yeah, I wanted to get up to both stud point guards here. DeJounte White was out, so DeJounte Murray was out, so some people went Derek White at point guard. I wanted the two studs, thought there was enough value. So the big value guy here was V. Mihailuk, who was 35%. He kind of opened that up there. A lot of people went DeMar there as well without DeJounte Murray. DeMar got 29. It always seems like he's just doesn't matter the situation. He'll just always put up the same numbers. Sometimes he'll have a random big game. Sometimes he won't. But yesterday it went for 29, so that was good for me. Not good for the people who rostered him. And then Kenrich Williams, my other low-owned guy, he got injured. So another injury yesterday. Had him on both sites, so that also hurt a little bit. Could have definitely been a bigger night if he didn't get hurt, but I think he got hurt late. He didn't start the second half, though, so clearly he was in some pain, but I think he played a little bit and then went out for the rest of the game. But yeah, he got 16 here, so not the worst performance ever for his price tag, but definitely if he played the whole game, would have been better. And yeah, everyone else here was chalky. I didn't even mention the Raptors guys. They were all very chalky in this matchup without Lowry and Van Vliet.
Did we have Cat there earlier on, right?
Yeah, that was before we got news that this guy is starting. And then we got some other news. Beal was out, so we played Westbrook as a spend up. So Cat wasn't really a spend up here on FanDuel, but I played him on DraftKings.
Yep. You want to open up anyone else, or should we kind of do a faster version today? Just go into DK.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what happened here? This was also the Opto. What happened
Yes,
here?
there was I think there was a 2v2 or something. I had Prince and Williams, some other people. I don't know. Can you find McLovin? He had the other side. I don't remember what it was exactly. He had this team at the top.
What's there? Did I miss it? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so this one had Pokashevsky and Pokashevsky and Malachi Flynn. So Malachi Flynn here went absolutely crazy. Got 7 stocks. If you had him, you crushed. Just simple as that.
Probably.
But yeah.
Well, I didn't play yesterday because I was working on the site. But man, like if I played, I probably would have locked in Flynn and Boucher.
He was starting, and then they pulled him from the starting lineup. So
I still would have locked him in. No Van Fleet, no Larry.
Yeah, I mean, he had a huge game, so that was that side of the 2v2 with him and Pokashevsky. Obviously, I had Williams and Prince. Prince did well. Williams got hurt a little bit. But yeah, ended up breaking even, maybe won a little bit more actually here on DraftKings. But still, yeah, like what place did I get here? 37, 33?
Yes.
37. Yeah, 37, 54 get paid here. Is this a double up or a 50-50?
Double
up. Yeah, it's a double up as well. So yeah, did well here. Same lineup as Hoop. So yeah, I like this build as well.
But you didn't post here, did you, today?
No, I didn't want to post. Like I don't feel right posting when it's not working.
Yeah, that's true. Just from today, we're getting some posts for baseball. Saw is that Biscuit Binda posting here, writing something. Changed his mind. But yeah, we got Nick here. This is today's baseball. Wait, what? Oh, this is a screenshot from the notifications. That's a nice one. Did you play this slate, Chris?
No, I didn't.
Gotta add some emojis.
Woohoo. Yeah, that's nice. He said woohoo.
Yeah.
Woohoo.
Okay, so we did that. Wait, what happened? What did he point out?
I'm not sure.
Okay, well, let's get into the slate. I did want to open up this news that I saw since I'm a crypto guy, Bitcoin guy. I don't know if you know this, Chris. Sacramento Kings they want to pay their staff, all the Kings organization in Bitcoin. Did you hear about that?
Yeah, let me just send you another tweet here real quick. Just so we don't have to go into this too much, but there's that tweet.
Was it fake? They're not allowed to, or what?
Yeah, they're not allowed.
What's CBB? College basketball? CBA?
Collective bargaining agreement.
Wait, they're not allowed to be paid in what?
In anything other than cash via check given to a player or deposited in player's bank account.
Well, I wonder why that's a thing. Was this made?
Probably no tampering or anything like that, like buying players' houses or something like that. Like there was some stuff with the Clippers buying Kawhi a house or something like that. There were rumors about that, buying his uncle a house to get him out of Toronto. So probably, I don't know, to prevent stuff like that, I guess.
Kind of makes sense. Just got words bonus Brogdon out today, Chris. So I guess that's not that interesting news now that you had the follow-up tweet.
Yeah. But I mean, also that original tweet, like it was just, they wouldn't actually get paid in, like they would just get paid their equivalent salary in Bitcoin, you know?
Yeah.
So like it's the same as them getting their salary and just changing it to Bitcoin.
Yeah, I think it's a little different than like the paying, like because the house is like extra.
Yeah.
Like if a player was like, I don't know, if they're making like 10 million a year, instead they want to get paid in 10 million in a $10 million house that year. I don't think that's that bad, but like if it's like off the record, that's kind of weird. Maybe that needs to be revised a bit. I don't know. But I think that's pretty cool if they did that. I think they should do that. Have the option to if someone wants to do that. Who do we have? We have Dinwiddie. He wanted to sell himself to crypto. sell his contract
Yeah.
or something weird like that. Yeah, that'd be cool if they had that. But yeah, let's get into the slate here, Chris. 8 games, 16 teams to choose from. Got the Indiana news already. First game of the slate here. What do you like today? What don't you like? Where do we find some good plays today?
So we have this giant news now with the Pacers, so that changes everything. We can go over them last now, just because I just want to see how projections update, stuff like that. But yeah, that's the first game of the slate, so we're gonna have a ton of interest in Indiana here. Great matchup against the Bulls, so we're gonna have a ton of interest in them. We have Raptors again with no Van Vliet, no Lowry, so they're interesting as well. So lots of stuff here on this slate.
Yep. And the bell button's back, guys. That was a big request. Chris, aka Mr. Game & Watch, with the bell button, ringing it all the time. So you want to skip the first game, go do it at the end. So first up, we'll do Philadelphia, Boston. Let's see. Dinda says the checks in the mail. Stimmy checks?
What check?
The paycheck?
Oh, the probably something with the contract we were talking about.
Yeah, maybe. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like they should if they want to. Like I said, like it seems like, I don't know, like would they be allowed to be paid in euros if they wanted to be paid in euros? It's weird.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway,
Maybe they do. I don't know.
they do what? They can pay in different
Maybe
currencies.
European players like Luka, maybe a percentage he gets in euros or whatever currency he has in Serbia or Slovenia.
Yeah, who knows? Yeah, first up, Philadelphia against Boston. Philadelphia side, Tyrese Maxey in, Embiid in, and then George Hill is out over there. Projected starters, Ben Simmons, Seth Curry, Tobias Harris, Danny Green, and Joel Embiid. Please tell me Ben Simmons is not in play today, Chris.
Ben Simmons, well, he was in play, but now we have this probably TJ McConnell. Haven't looked at his price yet, but he's probably going to be in play for sure.
McConnell or Ben Simmons?
Huh?
McConnell.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm saying that we had interest in Ben Simmons. He's a point guard, but now we have TJ McConnell in play, so probably not as much interest in Ben Simmons anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I actually like him more in matchups when they have Embiid playing. Just always seems like he never gets there without Embiid for some reason. Last year he always crushed it before, so yeah, it's I don't know. It's tough to play him in my opinion. I don't mind him as a play, especially on FanDuel here for 7.4K. I think that's a good price tag, but like I said, I don't really think we need it here. I like the matchup. Like it's a big game here. I think their rivals, Philly and Boston. Boston's not great this season, but still, I think this is a game both teams will get up for. So I do like the game, but don't love it for DFS here.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of always like these, like Philadelphia, Toronto, like, I don't know, these 3 teams, Philadelphia, Toronto, Boston, playing against each other. Those are always good games, I think, as NBA fans. Yeah, let's do the Boston side. We got Semi Ojeleye in, Evan Fournier out, Tristan Thompson out. Projected starters, Kemba Walker, Marcus Smart, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, and Robert Williams. Anybody here on the Celtics, Chris?
Yeah, so no Fournier here is pretty big news. That opens up, obviously, some shots for the rest of the team. Fournier's been playing like around 30 minutes, high 20s, low 30s minutes for Boston now. Been playing pretty well, actually, off the bench. But I think without him there, it just opens up a bigger role for Marcus Smart. That's why I put him on the cover here. We just didn't have any great value plays before. Didn't have great spend ups that I was prioritizing on both sites. But I do like Marcus Smart on both sites. That's why I put him there. 5.5 on FanDuel, 5.6 on DK. So I like the matchup here. I think, like I said, I think this is a game that he's going to get up for personally. So, I mean, I like Marcus Smart a lot here. He's my favorite Celtic. And then also have some interest in Jaylen Brown again. 7.7 on FanDuel, 7.6 on DK. I think that's a pretty good price tag for him. hasn't been playing a lot of minutes. They've been in a lot of blowouts recently. But like I said, this game, the spread is tight here, 1.5 favoring the Sixers, so it should stay close the entire game. It's a game that I think they're going to get up for, so I think more minutes for the starters, for the main guys. So yeah, the Smart and Brown, they're my favorite Celtics. Time Lord, don't really want to play him here. Like I think Embiid could easily get him into foul trouble in this matchup. So it's not something I want to do today. Even though he's a really good player, I kind of want to stay away here personally. So yeah, my favorite guy is Smart. Second favorite is Brown. Tatum, didn't mention him, also viable in tournaments.
Okay. Next up, Lakers, Raptors. Lakers side, Anthony Davis out for them. Drummond questionable, Wesley Matthews questionable, and then I think they just picked up Ben McLemore. Don't think he's playing there. Today, projected starters Dennis Schroeder, Contavious Caldwell-Pope, Kyle Kuzma, Markieff Morris, and Andre Drummond, hopefully. I'd love to see it. Do you think Drummond's playing, Chris? Or do you think his toenail grew back in? Did they stitch it back in? Did they glue it back in? Is he without a toenail? What's going on with the toenail, Chris?
Yeah, I think he's going to play here. But I mean, I don't have as much interest anymore now that we have Sabonis out. Like now, Miles Turner is a great play at center. Drummond was more viable on FanDuel, anyways, for 5.2K. On DraftKings, he's 6'5", so I don't want to pay that price tag. But he's super interesting on FanDuel here. Like I said, had a lot of interest in him earlier before we got this Sabonis news. Now I don't really think we need to play him here. Just like Miles Turner is a great play against Chicago with no Sabonis, so only $1,000 more on FanDuel. So I like that a lot more. But yeah, Drummond is my favorite Laker here on FanDuel. On DraftKings, I think we have some more viable guys. Kyle Kuzma for 6.8K. I like that price tag. On FanDuel, he's 7.4, so a little more expensive. I like the price tag a lot on DraftKings for 6.8. I think he's a really good play in that mid-range. Caruso as well. I think he's decent for value, 3.7K. Really sneaky. Minutes sometimes creep up to like 26, 28. So I think if he can get up there, he definitely has some upside. Maybe he could go for 30 points, 30 fantasy points, obviously. I think if Wesley Matthews misses the game, I think he's going to be, I think Caruso's going to be more viable as well. So don't mind Caruso for value here.
You didn't answer my question about the toenail, Drummond. How do you think he dealt with it? Did he grow it back in? Did they stitch it up? Like what happens?
Probably some cushion tape. I don't know.
Nice.
Some blister tape maybe.
Yeah. Do you think this makes Drummond maybe a more interesting? Still an interesting play, especially like I was just wondering, like with the Sabonis news and Indiana there. Do you think that makes Drummond kind of less ownership, maybe a bit more interesting tournaments for sure? Yeah.
Yeah, a lot less. Like Drummond was looking pretty chalky before, and then now I think everyone's going to play Miles Turner.
Got it. Toronto side, lots of guys out. So Pat McCaw, Kyle Lowry, Fred VanVleet, Jalen Harris, Rodney Hood, Paul Watson, all out. So projected starters: DeAndre Bembry, Gary Trent Jr., OG Anunoby, Pascal Siakam, and Chris Boucher. Bobby Boucher, Waterboy. What do you make of the Raptors today, Chris? How's their pricing, actually? Because all this news, it wasn't priced in last time, right? Because I think VanVleet was ruled out afterwards. But I think today they knew that. So how's the pricing look for the Raptors?
It's still cheap. I have more interest in the value guys here, like DeAndre Bembry. I like him a lot. He's the guy that's still very cheap, 3.7 on FanDuel, 3K on DK. So he's the value guy if he starts again today. So we'll have to wait for that news. It could be Flynn, could be Bembry. They started Bembry yesterday. He played 30 minutes, got 35 fantasy points. So he's a really good point per minute guy. And then Malachi Flynn, I like him on DraftKings for 3.9K. I think that's a good price tag there. And then yeah, there's these guys up top, but like it's a pretty tough matchup here against the Lakers. They're pretty good defensively. They play pretty slow. The Raptors are only implied to score 104 points here. Lowest over/under on the slate at 208.5. So I mean, I don't know. Like these guys are really good plays like Pascal, OG, Trent as well. Trent more on FanDuel where he's cheaper, but yeah, Pascal and OG on both sites. They're really good plays. I think they're going to get a little less ownership here on this slate just because we have this other value now with the Pacers. So I think most people will concentrate on the value guys from the Raptors. But yeah, these guys up top are definitely interesting in tournaments.
Yep. Let's go into the next one. We have the Pelicans against the Atlanta Hawks. Pelican side, you got Brandon Ingram questionable, Zion questionable, Steven Adams probable, Kira Lewis doubtful. Projected starters: Lonzo Ball, Eric Bledsoe, Brandon Ingram, Zion, and Adams. What do you make of the Ingram and Zion situation here, Chris? Missed some games recently. Do you think they'll be in today, or is that more of like a up in the air questionable tag?
Yeah, I have no idea. I think they're going to play today. I think I saw something on Twitter that they were good to go last game, but they just held them out. So, I mean, I think they're going to play here. Obviously, I do not know, but if I had to guess, I would think that they're going to play. So that's how I'm going to treat it. I'm not going to value their other guys much right now, just because, like I said, I think they're going to play. So I think they're sneaky options for sure with the questionable tags that they have. But yeah, I can't really do anything on this team unless we get that news.
Got it. So wait for that. And then if we did get that news, if someone's out or in, is this more of like a cash or tournament play here? Tournament team?
It'll be both. Like, I mean, James Johnson's priced up now. Really depends. Like, if they play Zion, rest Ingram, then it depends on that. If they rest both, depends on that. If they rest Ingram and play, or if they play Ingram and rest Zion, depends on that. So there's just a bunch of different scenarios.
So if one of the guys sits, one plays, is that a scenario where you'd have them as a lock, or are they just solid plays but not locks? Like if one of Ingram and Zion sit and the other plays.
Well, then you just play the guy that's playing. So then Ingram would be a really good play, or Zion would be a really good play. I don't think there's going to be too much interest in the other guys just because they're all priced as if Zion and Ingram were out. So that's the problem with the other guys that we've kind of been playing these last couple of slates.
Wait, their price is if they're both out right now?
Yeah.
Got it. So then that would make it. So if one was out, does it matter? Like if Zion's out, does it matter who else you would play with Ingram, or if Ingram is out, does it matter who you would play with Zion?
Well, I probably wouldn't play anyone else other than the guy. Like, I mean, Zion here for 9.7. Even if Ingram is out, that's really tough to pay for. So I don't know. It really depends on a bunch of things. Like if we get other news, I don't know. It's hard to say now, but like I said, these other guys are priced as if both of them are out. But they're still really good plays. Like James Johnson, he's 6K now, around 6K on both sites. We were playing him for low 4Ks. He's been putting up like 35 to 45 in the past 2 games, so he can still definitely get there for this price tag, but not many people will play him for his price tag, even if both of those guys are out.
Okay, and then last question, does the spread give you any idea right now if they're in, if they're out or not really?
Yeah, I'd probably say they're in. 2.5. I think if they're out, this game is definitely going to be more than 2.5 for the Hawks.
Got it. Okay, Atlanta side, Chris Dunn out, DeAndre Hunter out, John Collins out, Clint Capella in, Trey Young probable. I noticed in the builds you're getting a lot of Trey Young, Chris. Can you explain why he's such a good play today?
Yeah, so I mean, one of our favorite matchups here, going up against the Pelicans. Price tag is very low on FanDuel. I think he's a much better play over there. 8.5K in this matchup. DraftKings, he's 9.1, so that's kind of where he's been all season long. Kind of goes between 9K to 10K over there. So it's still a good price tag there. But we have TJ McConnell now, who's like probably a lock for me at point guard. So, I mean, I like that more. Trey Young is still definitely in play on FanDuel for his price tag, but TJ McConnell is looking like a great play. So, yeah, Trey Young's probably the only guy I'm interested in here from the Hawks. We have Capella in. Obviously, Collins is still out, so it's a good matchup here. But I don't know, like center, I think we have just better options below Clint Capella. I've been talking about Miles Turner a lot. I like him there. So for me, it's probably just going to be Trey Young.
Got it. Your boy Brandon, Chris, he says Zion definitely out.
No, he's questionable, but I think he's going to play.
Wow. Why does he think he's out? Didn't Brandon get something right recently where he somehow knew what was going to happen?
I think that was you.
No, that was with the spread, I think, with someone else, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was with Giannis. I don't know about Brandon. I mean, he says a bunch of stuff, so I mean, something's bound to be right.
Is that his strategy? Just say a bunch of stuff?
Yeah.
Okay. Calling him out. Next up, we got the Grizzlies against the Heat. Let's go over Memphis first. So Brandon Clark questionable, DeAnthony Melton out, Justice Winslow out. Projected starters: John Morant, Grayson Allen, Dylan Brooks, Kyle Anderson, and Jonas Valanciunas. I was also seeing a bit of John Morant, Chris, in the builds earlier, but I'm not sure if he'd pop up still with the value that opened up on the Pacers side. Seems like that would change the build up quite a bit. But yeah, what do you make of the Grizzlies here?
Yeah, so like you said, I had interest in him before, but now we have TJ McConnell here at point guard, so he's just a great play on both sides. So I don't think we need to play, what's his name, John Morant. Same for the rest of these, Grizzlies. They're just pretty inconsistent. Not a great matchup here against the Heat. These guys they always have upside in tournaments, like Joe Val, maybe even Dylan Brooks. Like, they always have upside. They can go for 40, 50 in a night. So, I mean, if you want to kind of play one and hope it goes your way, you can do that in tournaments, but I don't think we need anything here in cash games.
Got it. Laden with words to live by, he says, even a broken clock is right twice a day.
Yeah, exactly.
Is that what you're saying about Brandon, Chris?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay. Miami side, we got KZ Okpala out, Iggy probable, Gabe Vincent probable. Projected starters: Victor Oladipo, Jimmy Buckets, Duncan Robinson, Trevor Ariza, and Bam Adebayo. Anybody on Miami, Chris?
Yeah, no one on Miami here for me today. Just don't love the spot.
Okay, that was fast. Anybody for tournaments? Anything sneaky here, Chris? Or why don't you love the spot? What do you hate? Just Memphis matchup? Is there an ugly spread? What's going on? Why are you saying this?
Dragic is back. Oladipo is in. Hero is in. They're healthy. I don't know. I don't want to play anyone here. Like Butler, he's always viable. But just for me, I don't want to play anyone here. If I'm playing someone in tournaments, it'll be Jimmy Butler.
No, what about Bam? Bam.
Bam Bam. Yeah, I'm fine with Bam Bam as well. Personally, I don't think I need it here on this slate.
Got it. But do you ever need something in tournaments? That's the thing with the tournament picks.
I mean, yeah, but you could always find something better, I think.
Yeah. Next up, we have the Pistons against the Nuggets. Detroit side, we have quite a bit of stuff to go through. So, Roddy McGruder, questionable. Jahlil Okafor, questionable. Hamidou Diallo, doubtful. Killian Hayes, doubtful. Then we have Wayne Ellington and Mason Plumlee, probable. And then Tyler Cook signed there today, I believe. Don't think he's going to be on the bench today, but he signed there. Projected starters: Saben Lee, Josh Jackson, Sadiq Bey, Jeremy Grant, and Mason Plumlee. Anybody on the Pistons that you like today, Chris? Maybe some Grant. It looks pretty cheap. Was a little bit higher earlier in the year. Seems like he's a good tournament play at any given night, especially with his price kind of dwindling down, but maybe it's very warranted. What do you make of Jeremy Grant?
Yeah, I like him a lot on FanDuel. Maybe I won't say I like him a lot. I did like him a lot earlier in the day. Now we just have these Pacers guys who are going to pop a ton. Doug McDermott there at power forward. I'd rather play him now. On FanDuel, Jeremy Grant is 6'4", so still one of the cheapest price tags that we've seen on him since the start of the season. So I like that price tag a lot. DraftKings, he's a little more expensive. He's sitting at 6.9K, so not a great play for me there. If this game can stay close somehow, it should have a lot to do with Jeremy Grant but I don't know if it can. Like, this is the largest spread of the slate at 12 points. Pistons are kind of dead this season, so I expect them to, I don't know, spread the minutes out more at this point of the year. So I don't think I need anything here. It is a revenge game for Jimmy Grant, though, so there's that going for him.
Oh yeah, we have some narrative. I think there's someone else on Detroit that is. Oh yeah, Plumlee, Chris. He's the. I don't know. Is he like the poor man's Jokic, homeless man's Jokic?
Yeah, they were both on that team last season.
Huh?
They were both on the Nuggets last year.
Yeah, so you got the double revenge narrative there. Do you think they might kind of show out here?
I mean, maybe. I think they had big games their first time. Obviously, that game was in Detroit. So I guess I'm wrong because it doesn't look like they've played the Nuggets yet. So, yeah, I'm wrong on that. I think Plumlee's had big games against Brooklyn. That was his first team. So maybe he's a very vengeful guy and he'll have a big game here. But I don't know. It's hard to pay that price tag.
Yeah, it's hard if you don't buy into the narratives, but if you love narratives, it's an easy play. We can talk about some narratives at the end. We should go over them. Denver side, Jamal Murray, questionable. Greg Whittington is in. Projected starters, Jamal Murray, Will Barton, Aaron Gordon, Michael Porter Jr., and Nikola Jokic. I think you picked up Aaron Gordon in our season-long fantasy. What do you see in Aaron Gordon?
Yeah, I mean, not too much here. I don't want to play Aaron Gordon. 12-point spread. He's like the fourth option for them now. I picked him up because they're in a back-to-back. I dropped him. I picked up Lowry actually now, so don't have him anymore. But yeah, I don't really want to play anyone here. Like I said, I don't think this game is going to stay close. Jokic, always viable, but he's kind of been performing a little worse ever since Gordon has came back. They've been in blowouts though, so that's one thing that kind of he has going for him. But this game, like I said, is probably going to blow out as well, so I don't love it here.
Okay. What do we have? Next up, we have Trailblazers against the Clippers. Portland side, TJ Leaf signed their two-way contract. I don't think he's played all year, right?
Yeah, TJ Leaf. Yeah, I'm not sure when Indiana released him. I think it was last year, so yeah, I think you're right.
Do you see any potential in him, TJ Leaf, or no?
No, I don't know. I don't think so.
Yeah. How did he sneak his way into the league?
He was a high draft pick, so I mean,
How?
maybe he does have potential, but
That's what I'm wondering. Yeah.
yeah, he played with Lonzo. I think Lonzo made him look really good in college.
Yeah, but I don't know. Interesting though. I'm wondering how long he'll stay in the league. I feel like it's now or never for him. He's got to step it up this year. So maybe if he ever plays, he'll have to show out. So keep an eye on that TJ Leaf situation. Derek Jones also probable for, not also probable. He's probable for Portland. TJ Leaf, I don't know if he's playing. Is he dressing up today?
I have no idea. Even if he is, he's not going to play unless it's a blowout, so it doesn't matter.
Got it. And then Nurkic is out for Portland. Projected starters: Dame Dollar, C.J. McCollum, Norm Powell, Rocco, and Enes Kanter. I mean, before when we had Nurk in and out, we always had interest in Kanter. Nurk went out for a while, then we always had interest in Kanter. Kanter's price, I think, fluctuated. I don't know where it started, maybe around 5K, but it went up to like 7.6, 7.5 FanDuel pricing. Today it's 6K, Chris. No Nurk. Going up against the Clippers, any possibility of Kanter being an interesting play, maybe in tournaments?
No, I can't play Kanter.
Why not?
I mean, yeah, just can't play him. Like Nurkic. I mean, yeah, Nurkic is out, but I don't know. Like, I mean, I guess you can just like we have Miles Turner here for the same price. If you're trying to build like an optimal team, Kanter is not your guy. Turner is your guy. But yeah, I guess in tournaments, like you're saying, you can definitely use him as a pivot. We've seen him have giant games in the past. The Clippers have actually been playing pretty big with Zoo, so that kind of solidifies Kanter's minutes, I think. So yeah, he's probably like the only Blazer that's interesting for me just because he gets the bump with Nurkic out. Dame, McCollum, don't really want to play them. They're fine in tournaments as well. They're kind of in the same range as I don't know. I was talking about someone else, some other team earlier, where I don't like the spend ups. I think they're more tournament guys. I think it was the Raptors. So similar situation here. I don't really love the spend ups. If I'm playing someone, it'll probably be Cantor. But like I said, I'm probably not going to play anyone here.
So for tournaments on FanDuel, Cantor, he's the same price as Turner, you're saying, right?
Cantor is the same price as Turner. Yeah, Cantor's 6K, Turner is 6.2.
So typically when I bring up like an easy change for tournaments to get different, it's usually like when it's a center, it's usually like a price difference. Like if it's a 10K center, maybe you go down to like 4 or 5, 6K, that'll change your build quite a bit because that salary goes elsewhere. But today, in the case where it's the same priced player, 6K, it wouldn't change too much of the rest of your lineup. So you probably want to make some other changes there. But like you said, Turner's the better projected player today, better situation. So yeah, that's not as appealing to me on FanDuel. But what about DraftKings, Chris? Are they the same price there? You can play multiple players. Are both of those guys just centers?
Yeah, Cantor's just center, Turner's just center. I think they're actually the exact same price on both sites. Actually, Cantor is 5.8 on FanDuel, 6K on DK, so they're in the same range. I mean, I don't know. I don't think it's a bad pivot just to do a 1v1 like that, especially when there's going to be such a popular guy. Like if Turner gets into quick foul trouble, if he gets hurt or something, you're probably way ahead of pretty much all of the field. So you have a really good path to cashing. If Cantor ends up like smashing, then you have a path to a takedown.
Exactly. Now you're talking. Brandon, he says, "You're crazy. Cantor is a great play today." Lol.
Yeah, he loves Cantor.
Yeah. Yeah, good. I made an emphasis on Cantor today. We'll see how that plays out. I'll probably play a bit of Cantor in tournaments, both sites. Clippers side, got Serge Ibaka out. DeMarcus Cousins. When did he sign there? Was that today? Yesterday?
A few days ago.
Oh, wow. Been out of the loop. I haven't played actually DFS in like the last 2 days, 3 days working on the site. Out of the loop. But yeah, Cousins on the Clippers. That's pretty cool. Is he playing today or what's going on there?
Is he playing today? I don't know. Because they were trying to sign him like maybe last week, and then he had to go through like health and safety protocols or whatever. So I'm not really sure. I don't think he's going to play here today. I haven't heard news about it, but I mean, even if he plays, I just heard someone like Zoo probably, but yeah, I don't know if he's going to play.
Got it. And then even if he could play, like, I feel like he's always hurting his body. Pat Bev questionable for the clip show. And then projected starters, Pat Bev, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, Marcus Morris, and Zubats. Who do you like there, Chris?
Yeah, so here it's the spend ups that interest me. I always like this matchup against Portland, so I do like Kawhi and Paul George a lot on both sites. I guess I'll start with Paul George here. He's 8.1K on DK, 8.7 on FanDuel, so obviously a better price tag for him on DraftKings here today. Usually, like for most of the season, it's actually been the opposite way, but today DraftKings has him cheaper, FanDuel has him up, so he's definitely in play there on DraftKings. I like him a lot for 8.1K in this matchup. Kawhi, he's 9.5 on FanDuel, 9.2 on DraftKings, so he's also cheaper on DK. Also a really good play, I think, on both sites. If you use him as a spend up on FanDuel at small forward, I have no problems with that. Same thing on DK. I think he's a really solid spend up there as well. I like him a lot in tournaments. Not sure how much ownership he's going to get, especially on DK. I think most people will go to Paul George because he's cheaper, and then they won't want to play both of those guys together. So I do like Kawhi a lot here in tournaments, cash games as well. I really love this spot for him.
Got it. So what do we have here? We got Kemba Walker playing today, resting tomorrow. Josh Hart underwent surgery for his torn UCL in his right thumb. A few weeks, he'll be out. Then we got Nickeil Alexander-Walker, underwent an MRI, showed a moderate high ankle sprain, reevaluated in 2 weeks. So that's some news there. Some chat here. Your boy Brandon says crypto bet on Cantor.
Beating Turner?
Yeah. Where does he place his crypto bets? Do you? Oh, you place them with him directly.
Yeah, beating Turner? Is that what he's saying?
Yeah, I think so. Cantor versus Turner.
Yeah, I'll take that all day.
He says, or Cornelius says, so Cantor is not a lock in cash, Chris? That's the question. Turner is the play, better situation in cash, projects higher. So
if you're playing tournaments, like you could pivot to Cantor, but if you're trying to go for the best possible team, you got to go with Miles Turner.
Yeah, you just got to look at the situation for both players and the pricing and the news that we got, and it points towards Turner being the better, safer play. But in tournaments, you do kind of need to have something go your way, kind of do something a little bit different to succeed there, kind of take something down. So that's why we're talking about Cantor versus Turner there for a bit. But yeah, next up we have Milwaukee, Golden State. Let's see what we have. Milwaukee side, PJ Tucker out for them. Giannis Antetokounmpo, probable projected starters. Drew Holiday, Dante DiVincenzo, Chris Middleton, Giannis, and Brolo. Drew's been playing crazy lately, Chris. Had no Giannis, I think, for I don't know how many of those games. Do you know how many of these? All?
One of them.
One of them. So he's been playing pretty crazy. Looks like his price tag's like the same as when he started playing crazy, 7-8. What is it today? 8K, probably because Giannis is back. What do you make of the Bucks here, Chris? What do you think of Drew as like a tournament play? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's a tricky situation. Like, I like Drew a lot. I think he's a really good player. I don't want to chase this game log when I think a lot of people will. I think this ownership we have is going to be actually higher on him. Like, it's not a great. I don't know. I don't think it's a great spot for him. It's a really good matchup, but I mean, Giannis is playing, Middleton is playing, so it's going to be tough for him to sustain his great play. I think he's been getting a lot of stocks as well, so not really sustainable. Been shooting around 60% from the field, so I don't think that's sustainable either. But I mean, I love the guy. I think he's one of the best point guards in the league. I don't know. He's won me a lot of money in the past. He's just a great fantasy guy, great real life player. So I like him a lot. I just don't really think I need him here today. If I'm playing a buck, it's going to be Giannis. He's the spend up that I always like here from this team. He's 11-2 on FanDuel, 10-7 on DK, so he's a better play on DraftKings here. I like the matchup. This is the highest over-under on the entire slate. They're implied to score 122 points, which is also the highest on the slate. So a lot of interest here in Giannis on DraftKings. I think he makes for my favorite spend up over there. And yeah, if you want to play Drew, if you want to play Middleton, go for it. I probably prefer Drew over Middleton in that 8K range. But yeah, for me, it's just going to be Giannis on DK.
What should I crank up Drew's projected ownership?
12, I don't know, 11, 15, 10 to 15. That's what I would say. I don't know.
Both sites?
Yeah, I guess so, but maybe more on the site that he's 8K, so DraftKings. FanDuel he's 8-8.
21? 18? 19?
No, I mean on the site he's 8-8, which is FanDuel, I think probably like 10%, and then on DraftKings maybe like, I don't know, 15.
Okay, I'm just doing that because I like to use these ownership rules here. So at 5%, I'd probably get him in some of my rules, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I would leave it at 5%. Then you'll actually get some, which I don't mind. You know what I mean?
Yeah, kind of. Let's see. Richard says Turner for the low Raptors.
Turner for the low. Is there a Turner on the Raptors?
I think he just said, because we were talking about Turner versus Cantor. And then he said Raptors, something about the Raptors. Just Raptors.
What about the Raptors? Also, we got this Pelicans news that you mentioned with Hart and Alexander Walker. Makes me kind of think that Zion and Ingram are going to play, because I think if they were out, they would have put it with this news here. So yeah, it just makes me think that they're going to play.
Did the line move at all, Chris? Let's do some Vegas analysis here.
No, I don't think so.
The same, exact same.
Yeah, I mean these two guys were expected to be out anyways. It's 3 points for
No, I mean more so to confirm that, like the same what you just said as well.
Yeah, I don't know. It's +3 now for the Pelicans. So I guess it moved 0.5.
Got it. Okay, let's do Golden State. Steph Curry probable. Projected starters: Steph Curry, Kelly Ubrey, Wiggins, Green, and Wiseman. Yeah, Wiseman not in play today. Thank God. Probably gonna have a huge game though. Maybe a 30 burger, Chris.
Maybe.
Yeah. Who do you like here on the Warriors? Yeah, I'll leave it at that.
Yeah. So I think I played Wiseman. I think this was the Christmas Day game against the Warriors. Bucks played the Warriors. Wiseman went for 35 fantasy points. So
Yeah, but he was like shooting threes that day, like making them like.
yeah, he made 3 threes. I think that was his season high. So good memory on that. He actually got 3 another game as well. But yeah, yeah, he was looking like a really good player in that game. He was like making moves, looking confident.
Yeah, it was all downhill from there.
Yeah, it really was. So, I mean, I don't know. You can maybe if you want to play him, you could do that. The guy I'm interested in here is on FanDuel, Kelly Ubrey. He's 6.4K. I like that price tag a lot here. He's been playing, or he played very well last game. I played him against the Hawks. He played 37 minutes, which is really encouraging to see. I don't think they're going to keep him around after this year. So I don't think they'll care if they run him into the ground, especially in big games like this. I assume this is a national TV game. Let me just check. What day is it? Tuesday. So it's probably TNT. Yeah, so this game's on TNT. So I think this is a game that the Warriors will try to get up for. Hopefully the Bucks don't blow them out. But yeah, I like Ubrey a lot here on FanDuel for 6.4. Steph Curry, he's also obviously always interesting. 9.5 on FanDuel. DraftKings, I think he's a little bit more expensive. Yeah, 9.7 over there on DK. So, I mean, he's always in play in tournaments. Like, this guy has crazy upside. He can go for 50 real-life points, probably 60, 65 fantasy points if his shot is on. So, I like him a lot in tournaments. Cash games, just a little hard for me to get to him now.
Got it. Let's circle back to the first game here. Chicago, Indiana. Skipped that one at the start because we just got that news. You wanted projections to update, I'm guessing?
Oh, yeah, we can go over it, yeah.
Yep. Let me load it up. So, Chicago side, we have Devin Dotson out, Adam Mukoka out, Kobe White probable. Is he starting? I think I saw something.
No, they've been starting Stato, so I don't think he's starting unless we got news that he's starting.
We didn't get starting, but it's not probable anymore. It says playing.
Yeah, but yeah, he's been coming off the bench though, so I assume they're going to keep it like that.
Yeah, but just playing, not probable. So I got that one wrong here in my notes. He is playing. Daniel Tice is out. Garrett Temple out as well. Projected starters: Tom Satoransky, Zach LaVine, Pat Williams, Thad Young, and Nikola Vucevic. How's the Vucevic-Levine situation duo been looking to you, Chris? You've seen it a bit more now, so I'm just wondering what you think of it.
Yeah, so Vucevic looks pretty much the same. LaVine is the guy that's taken a big hit, but at the same time, he's had an ankle problem, so not sure if it's related to that. But he's been the guy that's taken a big hit. His price tag is very cheap now on FanDuel for 7.2. So, I mean, I like him a lot here. I think this price tag is just way too cheap for someone like Zach LaVine with the usage rate that he has. I don't think he's been getting many stocks recently, so that's kind of, I mean, he's due for some regression there. Last 4 games, he's gotten 0 stocks. So I don't think that he's a 0 stock guy. I think he can probably get 2 a game. So I do like him on FanDuel here for 7.2K. I think he's a really solid cash game option. Tournaments as well, like this guy's crazy upside on any given night. DraftKings, it's kind of the opposite. I have interest in their other guy, Nikola Vucevic. Like you said, no Tice, so more minutes for Vuce. 8.7K there on DraftKings, so I like that price tag. Also like Thaddeus Young quite a bit on both sides. He's 6K on DK, 6.5 on FanDuel. No Tice there. That also helps him with his minutes, just solidifies them a little more. He's been playing very well also, so I like Thaddeus Young as sort of a last piece guy on both sides. But if I'm spending up, it's going to be Levine on FanDuel, Vooch on DK.
Okay, and then Pacers, this is where we have all the values. So Sabonis out, Brogdon out, Lamb questionable. Projected starters, Sumner, what's his first name, Chris? Edmund Sumner, Karis LeVert, Justin Holiday, Dougie McDermott, and Miles Turner. So Turner, we've had some talk about Turner. We've had some talk about, I think it was TJ McConnell. Do you think McConnell's going to start? Do I have whack projected starting lineup here? And I mean, aside from those two guys that you already mentioned, is there anybody else on the Pacers that you like in cash formats or tournaments?
Yeah, so I have interest in all these guys. I think they're all viable as last pieces in your cash games. Obviously, not all of them, but just their main rotation guys. So last few games, Brogdon has missed. They've been starting Sumner, so you have that correct. But McConnell's still playing like 30 minutes off the bench in all those games, so that's why we like him. He's too cheap in this matchup. 5.3 on FanDuel. I think 5.9 on DraftKings. Let me just check. Or sorry, 5.9. 5.3 on DK, 5.6 on FanDuel. So a little more on FanDuel, but still a really good price tag. He's an absolute lock for me at this point of the day. Both sites, I really want to play him here. I think everyone's going to play him. He's going to be very popular. And then Miles Turner, the other guy here that's a lock for me on both sites, 6.2 on DK, 6.2 on FanDuel as well. So really good price tag for him without Sabonis there. I like the matchup a lot. Obviously, it's not as good as it used to be now that Vooch is there, but still, I still like targeting the Bulls whenever I can. The Pacers here are implied to score 113, so that's interesting. And then Doug McDermott, another guy that I actually like quite a bit. 4.1 on DK, 4.2 on FanDuel. I didn't play him last slate in the same situation. I actually played Justin Holiday. McDermott had like 15 fantasy points in the first quarter, and then he kind of didn't do anything else. So, I mean, I'm hoping that they play him a few more minutes here, but this price tag is really good. Like I said, low 4Ks on both sites. So he's pretty much the third lock here for me from the Pacers. And then if you want to play more of these guys, like Karis LeVert, he had that 50 burger last time. He's 7.2 on DK, so I like that price tag quite a bit. That's definitely appealing for me. Not sure if I'm going to land there, but I mean, that's a really good price tag on DraftKings. I think on FanDuel, he's a little bit more.
8K.
Yeah, 8K on FanDuel, so that's harder to get to. But that DraftKings price tag is definitely interesting, and he's a very good option in tournaments on both sites.
For Karis LeVert, isn't this like the Karis LeVert of old in terms of like the Brooklyn situation we sometimes saw when he was the guy, like the go-to guy? It seems like today with Brogdon and Sabonis out, the offense, does it flow through him? Like, because we've seen his ceiling, his upside seems like one of those Brooklyn games where he might go for like 50, I don't know, like a crazy high fantasy score. Easily pay off his salary here, even at 8K. I'm not sure if his ownership is accurate, up to date with the news of Brogdon and Sabonis. So I guess, what do you think his ownership would be in tournaments on both sides?
Probably around 25%. We had the same situation last game against the Spurs. He went for 50. That game went into OT, but he didn't do too much in OT. He was around like 48 going into OT. So yeah, you're right. He's in the same situation he was when the Nets were missing their big three, and he was kind of the main guy. So he has all the upside in the world as well. He's one of those guys that, I mean,
he's been in that situation, so he's comfortable with it, and he's got like a track record of performing well in that situation.
Yeah, he looked really good last time. He was very aggressive, and yeah, exactly. I like him a lot in tournaments, and yeah, like I said, DraftKings, that price tag is more appealing if you want to play him in cash games.
Yep. Let's see. We got Mike in here. What's up, Mike? Rural King says McConnell is like another Pat Bev pest on defense.
That's true.
BI doubtful, Zion probable, Isaiah Thomas playing. Oh
wow, that's
wait. So
kind of...
Isaiah Thomas, didn't mention him. He let's go over that. I want to see this.
I think he's like 5K on both sides.
3-9 on FanDuel. That's pretty good. That's a good tournament
DraftKings
play.
is 5-1. Yeah,
Draft.
I mean,
I like
like
it.
they have Lonzo playing. I don't think he's going to get many minutes. I don't think he's going to get many minutes here with Lonzo in. They're missing these other guys like
Drummond
Alexander
out.
Walker off the bench, so that helps him a bit. But yeah, I don't love it.
Drummond out for the Lakers.
Out.
Yeah, his toe, ouchie.
Yeah. I don't know how much it'll matter. I think maybe Harrell will become more in play on DK, where you can play two centers. Let me just see. Harrell is 6'8" on FanDuel. Much rather play Turner there. Only one center. Harrell is 6'1" on DraftKings. So that's a really good price tag. That's definitely something that I'll consider, like pairing Turner with Harrell on DK. And then Kuzma also gets a bump here, 6'8" on DK. So I like that a lot as well.
Yeah. Deshaun says, who are the first two locks? We'll get into that in a sec. Wait, so you're saying with Lonzo Ball, and you don't think he's going up, hey? Up. Lonzo Ball stocks up. Actually, no. BI stocks down. Crashed. Rug pull. Isaiah Thomas, though. How many minutes could he get, Chris, in this game? Are you just saying Lonzo Ball's going to play 48 minutes today?
No, I think Thomas will probably play, I don't know, 16 to 20 minutes. I don't think they're going to play him more than that.
Do you think he's rusty?
No, he was just playing for USA like a few weeks ago.
Oh, really? So he's balling. So, I mean, this 3-9 price tag, Chris, on FanDuel, as a tournament player, seems appealing to me.
Do it.
Don't do it?
Don't do it. No.
No. What are the chances of him going for 20?
20, even if he gets you 20, you're dead.
What 30?
30, yeah, it's nothing crazy, but I mean, he doesn't have the upside, I don't think, with those minutes. I mean, if you think for whatever reason they're going to play him 28, 32, 34 minutes, then you can play him. But I mean, I don't realistically see a way that he gets more than, I don't know, 20, 22 minutes max.
With Bledsoe and Ball there, right? They'd be pretty much the ball handlers, Zion as well.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, like Kyra Lewis is still out. Alexander Walker, like we mentioned, is out. So I guess, I mean, maybe he could, but I don't know. I don't love it.
Yeah. Yeah. David Chris saying Lime is playing. Chris, does that matter for you for Indiana?
Yeah, I don't think he played the last game. I don't think it matters too much.
Well, because you like McDermott, you like McConnell too. So does that impact that?
I mean, a little bit, but he's only been playing like 10 to 15 minutes per game. So it's not a huge decrease to those other guys. But yeah, he didn't play last game. I don't think he's played in a week. So, I mean, I don't expect him to get many minutes here either.
Okay, let's get into our 3 plays, Chris. Best play today on FanDuel cash tournaments. Safest guy in your eyes. Who do you have there?
Safest guy. Let's go with TJ McConnell. Actually, let's change that up just so I can use him as my value guy. Let's go with Miles Turner.
Okay, then we got your value guy as McConnell. Who's your tournament play?
Let's go with another pacer. Let's go with Karis LeVert.
I like that. DK, favorite play there. Who do you have?
DK, favorite play. I'll go with Giannis here because he's a little cheaper, 10.7K.
And then value play, is it a pacer?
No, it's a Raptor because we have Bembry here for 3K.
And then tournament play, is it Cantor?
No, same thing. It's going to be Karis.
Okay. Let's go through the locks here. You got 3 guys. Only pacer guys, Chris.
Yeah, I love Pacers here.
So I guess we just touched on that, but explain to the people why Jeremy Lamb being confirmed in today, playing today, does not change your opinion on any of these 3 Pacers here.
Just because their price tags are still low. I mean, and like I said, we've seen Jeremy Lamb play. He doesn't get a ton of minutes anymore, even if he gets 26 minutes, so pretty much double what he's been getting. I mean, still, I'm fine with all these guys here. There's enough. There's definitely enough leeway with their salaries that even if they underperform a little bit, they're still going to be really good plays here.
Got it. And then which ones do you want to go over? First two?
Yeah, first two. There's just a 2v2 there.
So what is it? Smart and Brown versus No. Yes. There you go.
Yeah, so Trey Young and TJ at point guard in both lineups. Talked about TJ a ton. Trey Young, he's pretty cheap here, 8.5K. So I like using that as sort of a spend up. And then at shooting guard, Levine in both lineups, 7-2, really good price tag there. And then we have this 2v2 here. Kelly Ubrey in both lineups, 6-4, really good price tag there. Been playing a lot of minutes. I like him a lot. Power forward, Siakam with no Fred and no Lowry, really good play. And then these two Pacers guys to round out the lineup. I like them a lot. And then this 2v2, Smart and Brown versus Bembry and Kawhi. I like the second side a lot more here with Bembry and Kawhi. Assuming that Bembry is starting again today, obviously we'll have to wait for that news. If he's not starting, I like the Celtics side more with Smart and Brown. But yeah, I think Bembry's going to get the start here again. So I like this second side with Bembry and Kawhi.
Exact same projection. Does that happen
Yeah.
ever?
Yeah.
Really? That's crazy. Yep. Okay, let's do DK. Let's see who you put here. So you have everyone. No, you just have two here. So you don't have who was it? McConnell here. No, sorry, you do have McConnell. You don't have McDermott.
Dougie buckets.
Yeah. So why no McDermott here, Chris? First of all.
Just because we have these Raptors guys who I think are better plays. We have Flynn as well. We have Bembry for the minimum. I mean, I'm gonna have McDermott in my lineup anyways, just not in my core.
Okay, and then let's see, Giannis here. You mentioned better price tag there than FanDuel. Bembry, you mentioned minimum price, so you just kind of said that. But why Giannis here and not on FanDuel?
He's a really good play on FanDuel as well. It's just, I mean, if we go back to FanDuel, we can this lineup right here. I mean, you don't get. So let's take a look at that one and the Kawhi lineup. Can you just save both of those? Yeah, so, I mean, you get Steph instead of Trey Young now here. You get Smart instead of Bembry. You have to go down to Justin Holiday instead of Kawhi, but you also get Giannis over Siakam. So, I mean, Giannis, really good play here as well. Just he's cheaper on DK. That's pretty much the main reason. I like Kawhi a lot as a spend up on FanDuel for his price tag as well in the matchup that he's in against Portland. So, I mean, if you want to play Giannis, I have no problems with it. I think he's definitely cash viable here. Only a 0.1 projection difference.
Yep. Okay, let's go back to DK. So we already went over your cores here. Which ones do you want to go over?
Let's take a look at the first two here. Yeah, okay, so TJ in both lineups. Paul George, mentioned him. I like him more on DraftKings here for 8.1K in this matchup. And then we have
1v1.
Dougie buckets, 4-1. Don't have him as core here, but I mean, scoring system fits him better. The only reason I don't have him as core is because we have these Raptors guys who are priced better here on DK. We have Giannis in both, obviously, 10-7. We have Turner in both, have him as core, and then we have this 1v1. Vooch versus Siakam. I like both of these sides. Obviously, Vooch projects better, but I like Siakam a lot in this spot as well. Back to back for Siakam is the reason I kind of lean Vucevic. I also think the Raptors are kind of tanking a little bit, so I like Vucevic. They're probably fighting to make the playoffs now that they acquired him. So I mean, I like the Vucevic side more. I think it's going to be very chalky as well.
Makes sense. Royal King says Ingram out again. Went over that, so we did know that.
Yeah,
one.
let's just take a look at the Pelicans quickly because we didn't do that. So like I said earlier, so I think that Zion will start. I mean, obviously Zion will start, but I think he's going to start over James Johnson. So who would they put at the 3? So I think they'll play like Ball, Bledsoe, maybe Iwundu, Zion, and then Adams. So it's going to be interesting to see who they start at the 3. Maybe they'll start James Johnson there, but he's kind of like in the same role in the offense as Zion. So I think he gets a pretty big decrease with Zion being in. Zion is 8-9 on DK, 9-7 on FanDuel, so can't play him on FanDuel for that price tag in cash games, but I think in tournaments he's interesting. And then DraftKings 8.9K. So, I mean, we were just talking about that range where we were deciding between Vucevic and Siakam. So Vuce is 8-7, Zion is 8-9 on DK. Don't have the salary to get up to him straight up. So if you want to play him, you'll probably have to make a difference. Maybe go down from Paul George or something. But yeah, I think Zion's a really interesting play on DK here without Ingram.
Yep. Wanted to ask, what did the spread change to once we got the Ingram out news? Just so we can do our homework and kind of see like.
Yeah, so it's the same right now. It's 2.5 again for obviously favoring the Hawks.
Do you think that makes sense with one of them being out? Do you think they kind of knew that, or what do you make of that?
Yeah, I mean, they probably knew that, otherwise it would have changed. Usually it goes offline once someone gets ruled out, and then they update it. I can still place a bet right now, I think. So I think it's where they think it is.
Yeah, so I was just asking because I was wondering if the way we kind of looked at that was accurate or not, just so we can keep doing that, because that's kind of how we found out the honest thing last time. So that was kind of useful. Yeah, anything else you want to go over, Chris, today?
Not really. I think we're good.
Okay, let's wrap it up, guys. Anyone here who hasn't tried out our optimizer yet, we've been using it throughout the show here. Go to our site. Link is in the description of the video, or type in dfscrunch.com in your browser. Get yourself a free trial automatically applied when you create your subscription, create your account. So no special code, coupon code, or link or anything like that required. We'll go over after hours in a sec. No code or anything required to get that free trial. So just go to our site, set your account up, and you won't be charged until after 3 days. So 3 days completely for free. 72 hours from when you sign up. You can set yourself a reminder to cancel before then. But just try it out for free. Do encourage everyone to do that. There's a lot of stuff here, lots of slates, lots of sports, lots of success. So yeah, try that out. And we got one more request here from Royal King, after hours slate today. Let's quickly build that one, see what we get here.
Yeah, I actually like this slate. We have some fun games. So I'm going to be playing this slate. Looks like the top 2 lineups here. Pretty different with construction. One goes for Dame, one goes for Giannis as the spend up. Pat Bev, that's news that you have to watch out for. He was upgraded to questionable, so I think he's going to play today. But yeah, this is definitely an interesting slate. I think the Pat Bev news is going to be big because obviously he's popping in a bunch of these builds right now. But yeah, I'm interested to play this slate as well.
Yeah. Mike's saying, why do we like Paul George tonight?
On DK, 8.1K, I think that's a really good price tag for him. I love the matchup, as I always say, against the Blazers. They're implied to score 118. Like in close games, like this projects to be, it's a 6-point spread for the Clippers. In close games, both of him and Kawhi usually have big games. If you look at his game log, most of his down games are in blowouts where they don't get full minutes. So I think this game stays close. Love the matchup. Also, if you look at the game log, he's had down games against the Lakers, Nuggets, Spurs, Hawks. So all like slow teams, good defensive teams. So, this is a really good spot for him.
Yep.
Also, I just want to say this, as we always say with Paul George, if you don't like him, just hit the exclude button. I know a lot of people don't like playing him, so I definitely don't blame you if you want to hit the exclude button on him.
Yeah, likewise, if you love Chris Boucher, don't be afraid to hit the lock button. But yeah, no, it's cool. You can change things how you like, how you prefer, and if you don't like a guy, you'll still get the next best lineup after that. So That's the cool thing about this optimizer. Lots of ways to change your rules and create your play style. But you got to keep in mind projections as is are super sharp. So, but at the same time, just a solid starting point. I know some guys like to customize it, make a few changes. Nothing wrong with that as well. Yeah, before you guys go today, be sure to hit that thumbs up button. Helps us grow our channel, so we appreciate that a lot. And also make sure. Oh, what?
So yeah, I just want to say on FanDuel, if you run the lineups with us, first lineup now actually has Giannis, so it's the Giannis lineup that we talked about with Steph Curry. So yeah, if you're playing, that's the first lineup right now. If you don't have access, but I mean, a bunch of news will probably come out, so definitely sign up if you haven't. And yeah,
it's free for 3 days. Yeah, do the like thing, and then the other thing is just a reminder, make sure you're subscribed with the bell button and all, so you can get notified when we go live every day. It's 2.5 hours before main slate. Today was a bit later because we had some dogs on the run. Chris had to go retrieve them, find them, so that's why it was half an hour later today, but almost every other day, 2.5 hours before main slate. So if you're subscribed, you'll get notified. It'll be at the top of your YouTube, so that's an easy way to keep up. So make sure you do that. Same format here every day. Lots of fun. So do all that stuff. That said, guys, we're going to be going into the Discord. Going to be chilling there. If you have questions, come hang out there. Make sure you join Cornelius. If you're a member, join the Discord. It's free. It's members only. So it's a good place to kind of talk about your thoughts on the slates for all the different sports and get help, get answers, just kind of develop your DFS skill set. So be sure to join the Discord. And yeah, see you guys all tomorrow, and good luck today, guys.